Standard 10th, Political Science, Lesson number 3, Political Parties. We'll see the textual question answers of this lesson. So open your textbooks to page number 90. The exercise at the end of the lesson. Question number 1. Choose a correct option from the given options and complete the sentences. The first one. When people come together and participate in the electoral process to acquire political power, such organizations are called dash. The answer is political parties. Second one, National Conference is a party in dash state. The answer is Jammu and Kashmir. Third, Justice Party, a non-Brahmin movement, was transformed into dash political party. The answer is Dravid Munnetra Kazhagam. Next question, that is question number 2. State whether the following statements are true or false. Give reasons for your answer. The first one, political parties act as a link between government and people. The answer to this statement is true. The reasons are on page 83. Left hand side, first line, at the end of the line, political, that's your first point. Political parties communicate the demands and complaints of the people to the government. Second point, the government tries to get support of the people for its policies and programs through political parties. Third and the last point is on page number 82. Here, page 82, right hand side, second last line. Political, can you see over here? Right hand side, second last line. That's your third point. Political parties work as a link between the, again go to page 83, left hand side first line. So political parties work as a link between the government and the people till here. So here there are 3 points. This is point 1, this is point number 2, and third point is on the previous page, last line, continuation again over here. Okay, so that is answer 2.1, which comprises of 3 points. Now we will go to question number 2.2. We will see the second statement. Political parties are social organizations. The answer to this statement is again true. The reasons are on page number 82. Left hand side, second paragraph. Now in this paragraph, I want you to count the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 11th line. Left hand side, second paragraph, the 11th line. First point, political parties are also a kind of social organizations. But there is a difference between political parties and other. Please cancel institutions and. In place of institutions and, you're going to write social. Okay, so I continue reading the point. Is a difference between political parties and other social organizations. Till here. That's your first point. Second point, the difference is in the goals and style of working of political parties and other, please add social over there, and other social organizations. Next line is the third point and the last point of this answer. When people form organizations with the objective of achieving political power and participate in the electoral process, such organizations are called political parties. Till here, that's answer 2.2, which is 3 points in totality. Next question, that is 2.3. Coalition politics leads to instability. The answer to this is false. Now we will see the points, children. The answer to this is on page number 83. The reasons for this is on page number 83. Here, 2.3. Right hand side, first line, first paragraph. That's your first point. After the 1989 Lok Sabha elections, the system of one party emerging as the dominant party came to an end. Second, since then different parties began to come together to form coalition governments. Third point, before writing point number 3, please write for example. For example, both the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress Party made an experiment of establishing coalition governments. Fourth point, the belief that coalition government brings instability was proved wrong by the political party system in our country. Fifth and the last point, in fact, the coalition government system as stabilized in India. Children, it's not as, it is, okay? In fact, the coalition government system is stabilized in India. Till here, that's answer 2.3, which comprises of 5 points. Next one, the fourth one. Children, this third one, no, the answer is false. So first you're going to correct the statement. Coalition politics leads to instability. So how will you correct the statement? Coalition politics leads to stability. Next we will see the fourth one. Shiromani Akali Dal is a national party. The answer to this again is false. The reasons are on page number 88. Can you see this box, children, which has the web diagram of the Shiromani Akali Dal? Your entire answer is in this box itself. Okay? So we will see from here, Shiromani Akali Dal. Before that, please write the. So that's your first point. The Shiromani Akali Dal, and then here it's continued over here. Can you see established in 1920? Before established, write was. So this whole thing is going to be your first point. I'll read it again. The Shiromani Akali Dal was established in 1920. Second point, before you begin with this point, please write it is. So your second point is, it is a prominent regional party in Punjab. Next, third point, before objective, write the parties. So third point, the party's objective, cancel off, in place of that write is. The party's objective is cultivating religious and regional identity. Fourth point, cancel assumes and write it had. Fourth point, I'll read it out again to you all. It had power in Punjab for many years. Now fifth point is not there in your textbook, so I have written it over here in blue. So we will see the fifth point. The Election Commission has given recognition to the Shiromani Akali Dal as a regional party, as it could not meet the criteria listed for a nationalist party, since it secured less number of seats in the Parliament and Legislative Assembly. Till here, so this is answer 2.4, which comprises of 5 points. Here again, children, this statement is false, so you are going to correct the question. So Shiromani Akali Dal is a regional party. Okay, so national you are going to cancel, and in place of that the corrected sentence is going to be Shiromani Akali Dal is a regional party. Next, question number 3. Explain the following concepts. The first one concept is regionalism. The answer to this question is on page number 86. Left hand side, third paragraph, first line. In India, that's your first pointer. In India, we find people speaking different languages, cancel and, comma, having different traditions and culture, comma, and, no comma, I'm sorry, I'll read out the first point again. In India, we find people speaking different languages, comma, having different traditions and culture, and belong to different parts of India. That's your first point. After that, I want you all to leave 6 lines. See the next paragraph, that's your second point. The feeling of affinity developed about our language and region gradually turns into the identity consciousness and finally gives rise to regionalism. Third point, people start thinking primarily about the interest and development of their own region. Fourth and the last point, they start feeling proud of their language, literature, traditions, history of social reforms, educational and cultural movements, and this gives rise to the development of linguistic identity. Till here, that's answer 3.1, which comprises of 4 points. 3.2, national parties. National parties. The answer is on page number 84. Left hand side, can you see this pink box? The entire answer is in this box itself. Now the first point is not there in the textbook, so I have written it in blue. We'll see the first point. A party that functions at the national level is known as national party. This is your first point. Now second point, see the pink lines which are highlighted in the pink box. The Election Commission, that's your second point. The Election Commission has prescribed, I want you to cancel the following and in place of that write certain. Okay. So the Election Commission has prescribed certain conditions. Now after conditions you will write to get it recognized as a national party. Till here. That's point number 2. Third point. A political party should secure minimum 6% of the valid votes in 4 or more states in the earlier Lok Sabha or state assembly elections. And minimum 4 members should be elected in the Lok Sabha from any state or states in the earlier elections. Fourth and the last point, the candidates of a party should be elected from minimum 2% constituencies out of total Lok Sabha constituencies and from minimum 3 states. Till here, that's answer for 3.2, which comprises of 4 points. We'll go to the next question. That is the brief answers. Question number 5. Answer the following questions in brief. The first one, what are the major characteristics of political parties? Now this is a big answer, children. So the answer to this is on page number 82 and there are 5 sub-points. So let us go to page number 82. Left hand side, last paragraph. See the last line. Following are some, this is the introduction. Following are some important, right hand side first line, characteristics of political parties. Now children, the main points, sub-points, I have highlighted it in pink. And inside each sub-point, you are going to write 2 or 3 points. Okay, so I will read it out to you all. The first sub-point, to be in power. So you write number 1, underline it, to be in power. And in this point, you are going to write 2 smaller points. Okay, so I will read out the points for you. Achieving power through elections is the main objective of political parties. And the second one, thus different political parties compete with each other to get power. Second main sub-point, to pursue an ideology. And your sub-points are, every political party has some policies and worldviews. Second, parties have a particular stand about social issues. And third, these together make a party ideology. Then the third sub-point, to have a party agenda. First point, political parties prepare their party's agenda on the basis of party ideology. And the second one, they implement the agenda after they get political power. Fourth main sub-point, to establish a government. In these, your other points are, political parties establish the government and govern the nation. Second, the political party which gets majority in elections forms the government. Third, the parties which do not get majority act as opposition parties. Fifth and the last sub-point, to act as a link between the government and the people. Now children, these points, write it in the same order in which the previous answer was marked. That is answer 2.1. So first point is here. Political parties communicate the demands and complaints of the people to the government. Second, the government tries to get support of people for its policies and programs through political parties. And the third point, before writing the third point, please write in this way. Okay? In this way, political parties work as a link between the government and the people. Till here, so these are your 5 sub-points. That's answer 5.1. Quite a big answer. Sometimes, children in the board exam, they might ask you that write any 2 characteristics of political parties. Last time, before this or something in the board exam, they asked write any 2 characteristics of political parties. So when you write 2, you write any 2 from there and write the main sub-point. Inside that you write the other point. So that's why it's very important that you learn all 5, and within that, those points, you are supposed to learn that also. Okay. Question number 5.2. What changes have taken place in the nature of political parties in India? The answer to this is on page number 83. Here again, it's a big answer, 3 main sub-points. Children, I have highlighted the points in pink. Okay, see here, this is your first point, entire thing. Okay, so I'll read your first one. Page number 83, left hand side. Changing nature of political system in India. In that we'll see the first point. That's the first point which is printed in the textbook and also the first point of our answer. The Congress was a strong political party in the post-independence period. Congress had a majority at centre and in most of the states. Indian politics was controlled by the Congress party. This era was described as the era of single dominant party system. Second point, same thing, which is in the textbook. The non-Congress parties came together and challenged the single dominant party system in the year 1977. And your third point is again, which is highlighted in pink, the entire thing is your third point. After the 1989 Lok Sabha elections, the system of one party emerging as dominant party came to an end. Since then, different parties began to come together to form coalition governments. For example, both the Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress Party made an experiment of establishing coalition governments. Fourth, the belief that coalition government brings instability was proved wrong by the political party system in our country. And in fact, the coalition government system was stabilized in India. Was stabilized in India. Till here, that's answer 5.2, which comprises of 3 main sub-points. So children, I want you all to write down these answers in your history notebook and you all can start studying for the exam. Thank you, boys.